everyone, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics, or if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Today I'm talking to you about episode 3 of Resident Alien. It's a really great series, I'm really enjoying it. Alan Tudyk's doing a fantastic job in the lead role of this show, and episode 3 is entitled Secrets. And speaking of which, a few little secrets are uncovered in this episode. So let's take a look, episode 3 of Resident Alien. So episode 3 was a good one. Not quite as funny or as many laugh out loud moments as episode 2, but still a solid episode. Harry's main quest in this episode is basically uncovering the dead body of Harry van der Spiegel, the doctor who he murdered and assumed his form in the very first episode. And he's digging in the snow, trying to scale the mountain. He's trying to uncover various parts of his ship, whilst trying to look for the body of original Harry at the same time. I love the scene in this episode with Max the kid and Harry in the street, and they're having this sort of essentially sparring session where Harry's trying to intimidate him, but the kid just isn't scared of him at all anymore. In fact, the kid is really standing up to Harry now and really giving it to him. And Harry's constantly being caught out where he sort of doesn't quite know what's going on, and the kid's sort of one-upping him all the time. I think it's great that the kid's gone from the victim in this scenario to kind of almost the attacker in this scenario, where he's definitely showing up Harry in a big way. And to expand upon the mysteries in this episode, the severed foot of Harry van der Spiegel, the original Harry, is found in the lake by a local fisherman. And they call a big town meeting, and they've basically saying they've found a dead body, what are they going to do about it? And there's all this panic going on that there's going to be like a serial killer and all this sort of stuff in town. And obviously this has Harry, the alien, very concerned. So many of the great jokes in Resident Alien come about through that sort of awkward, not quite knowing how things are done on Earth, and Harry's kind of making things up as he goes along. So having found the foot in the lake and the sheriff wanting a DNA sample, he's gonna use his job as a doctor in the clinic while he circumcises this baby to like provide the foreskin as a DNA sample for the skin sample for the foot. It's sort of like the moments in these series, it's like you kind of cringing. Oh no, like you kind of can't believe he's saying and doing the things he's doing. And so many great moments for the show come out of these absolutely outrageous plans that he has that are really socially awkward and really inappropriate. Episode 3 also took the opportunity to give us a little bit more character development and backstory for the characters of Asta and also Darcy. They clearly are friends, or whether they went to school together or not, I'm not sure, but they're quite chummy. And there's having a bit of a few drinks by the lake, getting together after work, and just talking a bit about their past. We also get to find a little bit more about what Harry the alien did when he first kind of crash landed, where he kind of took the horse off a cowboy and then obviously rode it into a town where he ended up in Patience, Colorado. But it's a really kind of quite quirky scene with him on horseback riding across the plains with the cowboy hat on in his original alien form, which is kind of silly and kind of a bit offbeat to watch. Now, while the sheriff is combing the lake to try to find the dead body that the severed foot belongs to, Harry manages to luck into it with the help of the deputy's dog, finding it by the water's edge of his lake, really out of nowhere. He manages to drag it inside the house and cover it up just in time. There's a nice scene between him and the deputy where there's trying to awkwardly cover up what's actually gone down, and it's kind of that fun, awkward, tense humour where you think Harry's about to be uncovered at any moment, and only by his smart talking, or maybe not so smart talking ways, he manages to fumble his way out of the situation. And to add to the list of awkward scenes in this episode, Asta and Darcy end up at a party in town, which they think is a party of a guy they both went to school with, but it turns out that it is actually a party of the son of a guy they went to school with. So it's filled with a bunch of kind of teenagers, and they suddenly realise they're at kind of a high school party and not an adult party, and end up getting a bit embarrassed and having to rush out of there all in a hurry. It's an okay scene. I kind of found the moments in this episode with a bit of more character development between Asta and Darcy was sort of a little bit awkward in this episode, and I kind of found they didn't really get on track again until we sort of brought Harry back into the mix. But I understand that these characters sort of, need a bit more fleshing out, and obviously they're part of the main cast, so we have to know them in a bit more detail. And to add a little bit of drama to the mix, we find out that Jay, the high school intern that's been working at the medical clinic with Asta and Harry, has been using Sam's prescription pad to write prescriptions for various different medications and drugs that she's been dishing out at the local high school parties. And in this episode, we also unlock a little bit of a puzzle, and we find out that Jay was, in fact, the daughter of Asta. When she was a teenager, she obviously got pregnant and had to give the baby up for adoption or whatever. And Sam, the doctor at the medical clinic there in town, passed the baby on to a young couple in town to raise. So we kind of find out that Asta is Jay's mum. Now, when Sheriff Thompson and Deputy Liv almost find the dead body hidden in alien Harry's chest freezer in his basement, he decides that he must go to the hardware store and buy a whole lot of locks to put on all of his cupboards and everything to keep everybody out, because everybody is kind of nosing into his business. It's compromising his mission on Earth, so he's tightening up a bit of the security around the house. Now, in the finale of this episode, we probably get revealed the most interesting piece of information in this episode, which is the two hikers that found the body of the guy who accidentally fell off the cliff and was suspended by Harry's anti-gravity device. They're not just a couple of random people that happened to uncover the body. In fact, they were in a bar investigating the cowboy who we saw Harry as an alien riding the horse earlier in the episode. It seems that they've been interrogating people about whereabouts of where Harry might be, and it would seem that these guys are covert investigators of some kind. Now, whether these guys are human US government types or whether they're aliens in disguise coming to check up on Harry and his mission has yet to be revealed, but they are up to no good after they break the neck and leave for dead the cowboy chap they were interrogating in the bar before they resume their investigation as to Harry the alien's whereabouts. So all in all, I enjoyed episode 3 of Resident Alien. Not quite as many laugh out loud moments as episode 2, but still a solid episode. And we can definitely see that it is definitely going somewhere in its story narrative and so forth. And I'm keen to see what these two, the male and female operatives, whether they are going to turn out to be alien operatives or whether they're some sort of secret US military organisation or what. Hopefully we'll find that out next episode. Guys, please don't forget to like, to comment, to share, subscribe, and check out my merchandise, some great t-shirt designs, or click on any of these other links on the screen now to check out one of my other videos. I will see you guys next time for my next review.